Let's expand our knowledge. Let's heal our soul. Let's open the door, open a line of communication to your higher self, your guides. If this is the path, if this is what is meant for you. Before we get into the details behind all that, let's talk about my awakening. My awakening, um, it was a slow process. I grew up in a very religious home. It was abusive, and but that's neither here nor there. Who of us here on earth have not had to experience hardships? So before my awakening, I experienced growing up in a religious home. I grew up in New York City, exposed to a lot, and fast forward to my 20s, I lived the typical life of a young man in New York City in my 20s. Um, not a colorful past. And then I moved to Florida when I was 26 and very much blind. Work, religion. By the time I moved to Florida, I was no longer dealing with clubbing and that sort of thing. Uh, that violent life. I left in New York, stuff like that. Then uh, I hit, I remember somebody at work telling me, what do you know about reality? And I said, what do you mean? Well, God and Jesus, and that's that's what reality is. Heaven, or not heaven, just my religious beliefs, right? So he said, well, what if this is just a whole test, or not a test? How do you put it? What is if this is a lab experiment? Is what he said. Big old lab experiment from a higher realm. And I said, you're crazy. But he planted a seed where I was like, deep down inside, what does he mean? Is that even possible? That is just so far fetched, and I would laugh it off. Like the guy was nuts, right? So, and he's not even awakened like that. As far as I know he confided to me that his father was a Freemason, believe it or not, and he told me that um, he heard a lot of interesting information overhearing conversations in this house. So I was like, wow, very interesting. Fast forward now, this was late 20s. Now fast forward into my mid 30s, and I meet my wife, and she tells me, we're dating at the time, and she starts speaking to me about manifesting. She starts speaking to me about astral projection. I'm like, what? Remember, my background was very religious, so I said, no. Long story short, we get married, and we would have these deep conversations, and it was like, okay, and we would just get into it, and this is just us talking, and this is just her, and how she was able to astral project and see things, and she's very clairvoyant, and she was just born with this gift, and we would just talk about it, and it was just wild, just super wild, right? And I started then she said, and then I started to awaken. I started to read and consume content of videos about this subject. And then she said, you know what? Somebody recommended a book years ago to me called Many Lives, Many Masters. Let's read it. So we read it together. And that opened up the floodgates. And I have spent pretty much every available minute, second since then, years ago, uh, trying to consume this content. I became a very big meditator, and that opened me up to my higher self. I've had hypnotherapy sessions. I've become a hypnotherapist, and the rest is history, right? I'm awakened, and I'm open to expansion. I'm open. Bring it to me, because you can never know everything, right? And the realities are limitless. So that's my story, how I came in. And my parents are very much religious. The things I'm into, they think, it's uh, from hell. Okay. So, but that's how the indoctrination works. So, again, that's my history. I've written a book. It's called I'm sorry, Who is the Cabal? Who is the Cabal? I'm sorry. And the second part of the title is Illuminati Shocking Secrets. So, Who is the Cabal? Illuminati Shocking Secrets. It's free on my website, and it's for expansion. The website is Source Hypnotherapy Healing. SourceHypnotherapyHealing.com. And you'll be able to see, click on book, and go through the chapters. We talk about just everything from the start of the universe, souls, Anunnaki, the Nibiru, right? Just the Cabal, the Illuminati coming into power, cosmic, the Great War, Orion War, Draconian Empire, so on and so forth. So this information is again, consume it, and we need to. It's not about who's right, who's wrong, who has the history right, it's about meditating, and everybody has their own reality. So go in and consume the content, and whatever resonates with you, take it. Whatever doesn't, push it off to the side. And so to defeat the controllers, the cabal, we need to bring in the content, bring in the knowledge, and they call it the illuminated knowledge. So I say yes, we're going to let everybody know about the illuminated knowledge, right? That's what the Illuminati call it, the illuminated knowledge, right? So we don't want a select few to be privy to this. We want everybody to be privy to this. Let's bring it all out. Let's air out everybody's laundry. So that is the focus here. And also, I'm a hypnotherapist. And are you curious to know what is your soul? What does your soul have to say, if anything? Do you have soul trauma? Do you have a fragmented soul, where your portion of your soul may be trapped or stuck in an event where it was traumatic? So so that is the whole point of this. That's my awakening, and what I'm doing, and what we all can do to help in this. Are we going to allow our subconscious to continue to be manipulated by the cabal, where consuming the news, social media, they let us know what reality we need to manifest for them, this negative one? No, we need to be aware of what's going on and say, no, we're not going to allow it. Our subconscious is 95% of our thoughts and actions. And so we need to get to our subconscious. And through hypnotherapy, introspective hypnotherapy is what I do. And that specializes in healing of the soul in trauma. And with that, we may go into past life, current life. It's all unique. So I just wanted to make a video about that, and just invite everybody to share this content. And again, it's whatever resonates with you. If nothing resonates with you, that's fine. But just like me, it took years to backtrack and say, man, maybe there's more to that. So let's heal our soul and our DNA, as we're finding out, thanks to the Taigetin team, right? DNA is our mindset. And are we ready to enter the fifth density, or fifth density Earth, where we don't have to be a slave to working and this and that? All right, everybody.